Hey guys, we're filming in landscape mode today. Just trying something different. Um, on today's agenda, how to romanticize life. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're not, welcome back to Cybervoid, the transformation station. I'm Skya. I should have said that first. Now my flow's all messed up. Anyways, the first thing on the list is to make life something worth being present for and then be present. I say into a camera, reading notes that I wrote like a week ago. I'm gonna be honest, I am no stranger to depersonalization. I know that it can be very, very, very challenging being present. I don't even know when I picked up desocializing. I just know that I remember walking through high school and noticing that I was actually floating behind myself. I wasn't even there. And that's just when I noticed it. Honestly, I really think it's been a part of my scholastic life, probably indefinitely. Oh my gosh, I remember this one time in either kindergarten or first grade. I got distracted going to the bathroom and they had one of those circular communal sinks and I was going around it in circles just going da 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 da. The funny part is the principal walked by, did a double take, and walked away. I think she was actually my favorite principal I've ever had, but I only knew her till second grade, so if you're somebody like me, making learning fun is making learning possible. Being able to be conscious and present while you're taking in information is a great way to actually retain the information. Something I did when I was going to work for a pizza place in order to memorize the menu is I would draw the pizzas as people and sounds so weird, but I would draw them like as a sauce person, and then I would add all of the details of the pizza as little detail, like little garlic bow or something. It actually helped me a lot. So if you have an artistic brain, try making art about the thing you're trying to learn about. Number two goes hand in hand with number one, and number two is meet your effing needs. Of course, you don't want to be present when you're hungry. Of course, all you can think about is water when you're dehydrated. Dude, how are you supposed to think about anything if you haven't had a shower and your head is itchy? Meet your fucking needs. God damn, I am never getting monetized. And I've known, hell, I've been the person who's like, you know what? I'm just gonna put all of this shit off until I live by myself. And that's not like feeding yourself or bathing yourself. That would be really gross. But I mean, like, well, these, for example, there's these chopsticks up here. This is a homecoming present for me when I finally have my own place. That's different though. That's not a part of taking care of myself. That is a part of like treating myself, which very different. Part 3 of romanticizing your life is to curate your life to be specifically yours. We all need to eat, exercise, have a roof over our heads, but your house is not going to look the way that I decorate it. Why would it? It's not my house. Maybe you hate every single form of exercise except for swimming. I'm not talking from experience at all. But what benefit do you actually get from getting a whole gym membership for a gym that doesn't have a pool? My cat's trying to get in the door. He can't because there's a bed topper on the floor. That was a little too much of my life. Speaking of. But seriously, what does it really benefit you to get a gym membership to a gym you are dreading going to every time you go, versus getting a swim membership to a pool that you would actually be stoked to jump into every time you went there. Perhaps it's price and honestly fair. And this kind of thinking almost feels like a sweets first mentality where it's just like cherry picking, I guess. You only do the things that you want to do. But why would you choose to go and do things you don't want to do? Usually, money again. Capitalism. Dear lords, that was. Damn. The fourth way to romanticize your life is to use personalized life hacks. And that's when we go to the mind tricks I've been using. So, things like using music strategically. I have a playlist that is just for the gym, and if I hear it outside of the gym, I immediately want to go run because that's when I listen to it. And then muscle memory kicks in and it's like, "Oh, I know the sound. I should be running." I feel like you can do this with other different types of media. I know I've also used Birds of Prey to influence my running. There's a lot of running in it, and it almost feels like I'm running with Harley Quinn, which who doesn't? Another personalized life hack of mine is this meditation technique that personally I believe I created it, but if somebody else has created it, go ahead and let me know. But I call it the hey listen meditation technique, and it's for people who have loud, noisy heads with multiple voices in them, because sometimes there's a grocery store in there and you don't know why. So basically, you get into your meditation and you go, "What's that sound?" And you try and get all of the voices to quiet down and tune in and just listen. And that's how you just listen. Other things I've been using as personalized life hacks is just planners, journals. It's not really that personalized. I think these help a lot of people. Self-help YouTube, internet tarot, surprisingly. So if we think of this as the schematics of a house, internet tarot is to me like a catalog. Like someone's being like, "Hey, I see this in your future. Don't you want this?" And it's your choice to be like, "Put it on the board." Or, "No, that's not for me. No, no." Number 5 for how to romanticize your life is to make photo albums or other records of you living your best life and accomplishing your dreams. Life isn't all peaches and lollipops, and our brains often recall the bad, so keeping the happy memories around is a good reminder. Yes, I did just read that word for word. They're my notes, I own them. The truth is, we are dysfunctional humans living in a dysfunctional reality with dysfunctional little brains and nervous systems. So, when it comes down to it, and our brains are only remembering the negative, you should have something to be able to open and be like, "Oh, right, life is worth living." And the very last thing is to know when you get to take your time or to know when you're on borrowed time, as I'm coming up on 9 minutes on a 10-minute timer. A good way for me to explain this is just when you wait too long to cook something and you're too hungry to wait for food to be done. You are on borrowed time. You just need something quick. Trying to fancify your life on borrowed time will ultimately make you hate your life. You turn into the, "Ugh, nothing goes right for me" person because you were in a rush and you did not act accordingly. Another good example is knowing when to shower and knowing when to take a nice fancy little bath. Anyways, I love you so much, and I hope that any of my tips have helped you, and if you have any, leave them down below. I'm new at this, please don't hate me.